Okay, we are in the process of caulking our baseboards. A very important tool to have when caulking is a dripless model caulk gun. Now this is opposed to the typical guns with a trigger release or a flip ram release that typically makes a lot of mess. The caulk keeps running out of the gun. A dripless model, when you let go of the trigger, it will stop instantly. Another thing we want to emphasize is the use of the elastomeric caulks as opposed to just your traditional inexpensive acrylic caulk. The adhesion and elasticity of an elastomeric caulk is going to give you a lot longer lasting job and a better performing job. When we go to the baseboard to do our caulking, what we want to do is we want to hold the gun at a 45-degree angle from the wall this way and a 45-degree angle between the floor and the wall. And we control the amount of caulk by our speed at which we move the gun and also the amount of pressure on the trigger. We have some pretty wide gaps here where we have removed the previously failed caulk, and we also have some areas where it's pretty tight on the wall, so we want to ease up in this area and not get too much caulk. When we come back and tool our caulk, if we start getting too much caulk that we're wiping off excess, we want to apply a little less to the surface. You can always add more. So we're going to start here at the corner again with our 45-degree angle and just slow and consistent pressure. Now I am trying to inject down into this crack a little bit. Again, just slow and consistent. Now I get to an area here that's pretty tight on the wall. I'm going to ease up my pressure on the gun a little bit. And we'll run about 2 or 3 feet here. We'll stop. Now, an important point when tooling, we do want to have a fairly damp rag available. Wet our finger. I'm going to put pressure on both sides of my finger, not much in the center because we want this caulk to remain in the center. And we'll just simply, again, apply pressure to the wall and a little bit to the base. Just gentle pulling motion. And we get to the point of our last application. Now we can always come back and add a little caulk if we're light, or if we start right here and we begin applying. As long as we tool toward the direction we're caulking, we can retool as many times as needed to get the caulk smooth. We don't want to go back toward our finished caulk or we'll leave a raised area on that caulk. So work a distance that's comfortable for you. There's no hard fast rule, but control the amount of caulk going on with the amount of pressure on the gun. Now we are going into an inside corner here, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to run through this next corner a little bit, and again start tooling at our last beginning of application. Okay, you'll notice here I have a little bit heavy and it's actually squeezed up on the wall. This is what we want to avoid, and this is another good reason to have plenty of light on the surface. Now when we come into our corner, I want to actually just take one continuous motion through the corner. Now you'll notice some caulk was squeezed up here. We don't want to touch back in that corner. We'll pull this caulk out. We just want to grab this heavy raised area slightly out of the corner and we'll bring it up the wall. Now we'll go ahead and caulk our corner joint here. Now remember, we have taped the carpet off. This is going to help us a lot. Very important point when caulking around carpet or a floor. We don't want to start our application right at the floor. Let's pull up about 1/8 of an inch and we'll lay a small bead in here. Now when we go to tool in here, a little bit of this is going to squeeze down and we're always going to pull up. Now you'll notice we do have a groove trim here, which you'll see a lot of times, and we'll just take our rag and get some of this excess out of that groove. Smooth it one more time. We'll add a little bit of caulk right here. You can always add some more and just tool it down. And we'll continue through the next wall. again, start our tooling. Don't go into this corner. We'll pull this out. We just begin right here, and we'll continue this process.